How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. I have a great video here for you today because we are talking about two parts of the crypto industry that are going to blow up here over the coming years. Also want to talk to you about some of the top news in crypto and what's happening in the market because honestly, it's a great day so far. We have Bitcoin within $500 of the all-time high earlier today. It's still around 65,000, over 65,000. Ethereum hit all-time highs today. BNB is within $40 of its all-time high. Solana still pretty close. We have Polkadot with the parachain auctions, the Taproot upgrade here very soon for Bitcoin. Avalanche is near $100. It's an insane time to be in crypto. And congrats. If you're watching this video, you know about cryptocurrency and you probably have some money in the game. So congrats on that because this is awesome. This is a great day in the cryptocurrency markets. We're around $2.86 trillion overall in market cap. And I was looking, I'll talk about this in a video later today, but a year ago we were around 400 billion, 450 billion. So we've done about a 6 to 7x over the last year. Awesome returns. Now with that being said, we're going to get into some areas that can blow up later here today or later in this video. Also, if you guys don't mind hitting the like button, subscribe button, I really appreciate that. If you've seen videos like this before and you haven't subscribed, please consider it. Also, there is a link underneath the video to BlockFi to get an interest rate on your cryptos. You can check that out. They are giving up to 9.5%, and they're giving you a bonus for signing up. And if you guys want to know what I'm buying and selling, you can check out the link down below to Patreon. I bought Phantasma just a few days ago at $1.34. Now it's up to $1.62, and it's even down. Like, it went up to 180 or 180, I think it was, a day ago. Still came down, but we're still up 20%. So if you guys want to check out the link down below to Patreon, definitely check that out. Now, two parts of the industry that can blow up in crypto over the coming years with some examples, and then we'll talk about some of the news from today. DeFi. So DeFi can be 100 times larger than today in 5 years. Decentralized finance. The decentralized finance sector represents only 0.1% of its maximum potential, according to Cointelegraph. Look at these Ethereum transactions per day. I mean, it went from basically nothing to 1.3 million a day. So DeFi is only scratching the surface of traditional finance. You can see DeFi's $240 billion versus capital market, which is 100 trillion, insurance 6 trillion, 2.3 trillion for consumer banking. Now, they say that it's ripe for disruption, right? A lot of people don't have access to consumer banking. Also, you have to pay crazy fees. You can't access it over half the day. So total locked in DeFi is growing over time because people see the value in it. Insurance, they list that as another ripe area of disruption. Now with DeFi, there are a variety of ways to invest in it. You can invest in DeFi projects. You can invest in layer ones like Ethereum. And as time goes on, those will become more and more valuable. I mean, you see that with all the different projects that have a lot of total value locked. As the total value locked goes up, the price of the layer one goes up pretty drastically. We've looked at that before. And you can just see the number of transactions increasing from 35K a day 6 years ago to 1.3 million right now. And the number of active MetaMask users going up 20x over the last year and a couple months. So it's just crazy to look at. Now, with that being said, I do have a sponsor today, which is in the DeFi space. So BNPL Pay is a DeFi protocol that lets you get uncollateralized loans. So instead of having, let's say, a couple Bitcoin and putting that up as collateral on BlockFi or on Coinbase, you can get an uncollateralized loan. Also, then you don't have to go through traditional finance. So you can go through these different node operators. These node operators will have their own criteria, whether it's a certain KYC or whether it is your credit check, and they can determine how much it's going to cost. So you can go to multiple and give your KYC, and then you can look at the different options here, which is really cool. Now, they do have a token. So how it breaks down is you can be a node and actually get 10% of the interest portion of the payments. You can be a lender and get 80%. You can be a staker and get the other 10%, or you can be a borrower. So if you want, they do have this on PancakeSwap. Now, this is a small market cap, so be careful. Of course, this is not financial advice to go buy or sell it or anything like that. You have to do your own research. I'll put a link to it underneath the video, but it is really cool what they're doing. They're fully doxed. I find it a really interesting way to get away or get around some of the traditional finance and get around some of the requirements for collateralized loans. So of course, always do your own research, but it is something very cool that you should check out underneath the video. So besides DeFi, what else can blow up? Well, blockchain-based gaming. And I think a lot of people already realize this, but it's so frustrating when you're playing games and you don't really own your in-game items. Because either, let's say you get banned or you lose your password or something. I guess losing your password isn't a good excuse, but you get banned from the game, or the game you're just not interested in anymore, and other people really love it, and you'd like to sell your in-game items for something. It can be a pain in the butt, and I think for most games, it's actually not allowed. So the global gaming industry is worth a huge amount, and they're getting huge amounts of views and attention. I mean, look at the global gaming revenue, 180 billion last year, which is insane. And then you can see where it's going to go in the future, probably up and to the right, because it's exponentially growing faster. Now, the three top view sporting events in 2018 were not even sporting events. They were esports events. Now, whether you count those as sports or not, I don't care, because you can see the attention in esports is just huge. Viewers in the United States, 84 million viewers for esports. And with people in my generation getting older and older, and people that don't care about watching video games probably passing away, we're going to have more and more viewers of esports over time. So how can you get in on this? Well, obviously you can get in on these different NFT and gaming projects like Phantasma. I talked about this. They are a smart NFT platform. They're layer one. They will be important for the future of gaming. Now you can go over to CoinMarketCap, and I really suggest learning more about these play to earns. I'm still learning a lot about play to earn games. I bought Mana when it was a third the price just a few weeks ago, but you can get kind of in the weeds. You can get into some of these really low cap projects, and that's one of the reasons that I like Sol or Phantasma, because it's, first of all, it doesn't even show up as a play to earn. It's under the NFTs, but it's a very small market cap compared to some of these others. I think it's undervalued compared to a lot of these other cryptos at 365th. But do your own research. I talk about the chains, and I talk about the projects that I like, and there's a reason I like them. But go do your own research. Maybe Handshake's great. Maybe Telos is great. Maybe you like those. So this is the time to get in on it, because it's still young, right? Let's take a look at the whole market here. The whole market isn't very expensive when you compare it to normal games. I mean, the fact is the largest game is $9.4 billion, but the total market cap is only $60 billion for games. And actually this is NFTs, but for play to earns, it's only 25. So this is a good time to be in crypto, because there's so much potential and a lot of people don't understand it. Now, what is happening in the markets today? Well, obviously, Bitcoin and Ethereum going up pretty nicely. I think Ethereum there's so much of a supply shock with it. The amount on exchanges keeps on going down. The burn is so high because it's congested. It's just causing a lot of Ethereum to be taken off the markets, and everyone wants a piece of Ethereum. Bitcoin also is going through its own low supply shock. There's just not enough to go around. With that in mind, there are countries that are talking about making Bitcoin legal tender. Zimbabwe, they're talking about it, consulting with the private sector apparently. We've had Brazil talking about making it legal tender or allowing workers to be paid in Bitcoin. Now, whether these things materialize soon or not, who knows? But the fact is, other countries will adopt at some point. They will probably make it legal tender. It just makes sense. We have mayors in the US that are allowing their paychecks to be paid in Bitcoin. We have 4 different senators last week, or mayors that came out last week that said that they would be paid in Bitcoin. And now Eric Adams, the one from New York, is saying, hey, I want to talk about this in our education. I want to talk about this in schools. Why is Bitcoin so valuable? Very cool, very cool. Now, that is the main news. There's also a big Solana conference. Maybe we'll see some price action there. I have some more news on that later today, but thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I will be coming out with a new video on coin shares later today and what investors are buying, what large investors are buying, whales are buying later today. Thank you guys so much. I really do appreciate it, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.